We're back. We've covered offhand, deliberate offhand, kneeling, rice paddy prone. Now we're going to do prone. And prone is just what the name implies. You're laying on your belly. So, one thing you can do, rest your magazine on the deck or on the ground. Used to, they said that was a no-no. It would cause malfunctions. You got a good carbine, good mag, no issues. And it's what's called a monopod. It just gives you another place to support it. Again, service rifle will kick you out because they don't want it. But what you're going to do, you're going to have a straight line from your muzzle, your front sight, rear sight, shoulder, going down this leg, out your foot. You a high prone, you'll be on those flat spots again. And you may have to do that to get over a bit of terrain. But if you can go ahead and get down, rest on your magazine well, or your magazine. Keep your feet as flat as you can. Don't force them. Just let them go flat. If you need to change your wingage, left or right, you're going to shift your entire body. And again, it doesn't take much. If you need to change your elevation, it's going to be with your breathing. If you need to go higher, you're going to have more air in your lungs. If you need to go lower, less air in your lungs. And again, to check your natural point of aim, you get in a comfortable position, close your eyes, 2 or 3 good deep breaths, open your eyes, or your sights where they're supposed to be. If they are, good to go, run around. If not, adjust. This is the most stable, good prone position you can do about as good as you can off a bench rest. However, your visibility is down and it's not as easy to get into and out of. So, that's prone. Now you have what's called urban prone. Urban prone can be 2 ways, undercover or above cover. Undercover would be like shooting under a car. Overcover would be like shooting over a curb. So you would have cover, and so what you're going to do is just like prone, but it's actually more like standing. Bring this leg up, and you're just going to shoot sideways. So if I had a curve right here, I could keep as much of my body behind the curve as I could, and yet shoot over the curve. If I was shooting under a car, I'm going to shoot off the other shoulder, which will have me lower down, which will get me under the car. This is where your red dots, no pun intended, shine. Because your head's going to be in a weird position. This is not something you're going to use a whole lot, just be aware of it. But your head's going to be in a weird position. But if you can see that dot, then you just put the dot on the target and let the round go home, okay? So, you've got undercover, like under a car, overcover, like if you're shooting over a curve. It's not a comfortable position for me, but it is functional. The last position is supine. So we're going to go this way, so I ain't got to roll around. Now, why are you going to shoot supine? Why would you be in this position? You may have tripped and fallen. You may have stepped on your grandkid's Tonka truck and your feet went out from under you. You may have got knocked down. But what you do, you just come up, and again, if you can see your front sight, or you can see your red dot, just go. Now, it may not even be in your shoulder. That's okay. There ain't that much recoil on it anyway. Now, just make sure, though, that you got them size 14 canoes that's at the bottom of your feet laid out to the side. Because if you put a round through your big toe, that is what is medically known as an arrow. And it interferes with your accurate shooting. So this is supine. So we've covered all our positions from standing, kneeling, or standing offhand, deliberate offhand, kneeling, rice paddy prone, prone, urban prone, and supine. Now, the last thing we're going to discuss as far as positions go is cover. And we're going to discuss cover versus concealment. So we're going to use a little bit of imagination. First, we're going to discuss what is cover and what is concealment. Okay. Cover is anything that will stop an incoming round. Cover is dependent upon what you're getting shot at with. Cover for a 22 long rifle would not be covered for a 20 kiloton thermonuclear blast, you know. But it could be dirt, it could be sand, concrete, anything that would stop a round. This is concealment. Concealment says I can't see darkness, brush, anything like that, camouflage. It won't stop a round, but it will keep you from being seen so they can't shoot you. Okay, now, one thing we're going to discuss is how close you should be to cover. Now, the answer is you want to be as far back from cover as you can. We're going to pretend that this is a block wall, okay? Now, I don't want to be here, right up on the wall, okay? I want to be at least 18 inches off. And what I want is if I drew a line through here, I want to keep my feet on this side of the line and roll out just enough to shoot down the wall, okay? This is very difficult to see, I know, and I hope this makes sense. But I want to be back from cover, okay? It helps me to see better, and then I have less sticking out. Okay, now, another thing with cover. Bullets do not do what would happen when you're shooting pool. Okay, you got your pool table. And there's your cue ball. You hit here, it bounces here, bounces here. Bullets don't do that. Bullets do this. And I hope I can draw this where it'll make sense. Okay, this is the back end of the car. Got a tire, that's your license plate. There's your back windshield. If he is above you, he can do what's called skip around. This is not his line of sight. This is the bullet trajectory. It hits the ground right here. It doesn't bounce up like this. Now it skids across in a straight line. So if I'm up on cover and he hits right here, it's not going this way. It'll hit right here and come back this direction, if that makes sense. It'll stay just a few inches off the wall. That's why I want to be inside the wall. You know, if this is a corner, I want to be back here where I have the least amount sticking out as I can, because I don't want to catch a round. And I hope that made sense. It's kind of a hard way to show it this way, but I hope that made sense. So we do want to use cover, we do want to use concealment, but we don't want to do what's called hood cover. So we don't want to be right on top of it. The other reason is, if I'm right on top of it, like if I'm right here, and which y'all can't see, if Virginia is a threat and she's coming up, she's going to be about right here before I can see her. But if I come back 18, 36 inches, I may see her at this point instead of right there. That gives me more distance. Distance gives me time, time gives me options. I hope that's clear as mud. Okay. So, we've covered our positions, how to set up our sling, how to set our buttstock for the proper length, how to set our sling where our buttstock's in the proper position. The only thing we're going to discuss now, we're going to finish up, is going to be stoppages and reloads. So, what's your time look like?
9:30.
Okay, let's just go ahead and stop it here, because I won't be able to get it all in the